Hello everybody, in today's video I just want to reflect back on my 2022 year and then also share a little bit more about 2023, what I'm hoping to achieve moving forwards. First off, reflecting on 2022, had the best day of my life in 2022, got married, went on a honeymoon, I had two of my friends got married, but also the business had its busiest summer camps. We're in more schools than we've ever been in before. We've also started our expansion plans as we move into having partners working across the UK for us. But that didn't necessarily stop me having some tough days as well. I had one day in particular, probably one of the toughest days I've had as a business owner, where I just couldn't get into work. For me, I just felt really anxious, overwhelmed, and for some reason, just wasn't. I just couldn't be my usual self. I actually put a post out on LinkedIn. I got a lot of feedback from that. Other people in similar positions who actually, maybe don't talk about it. And it is tough being a business owner. You've got a lot of responsibilities for, you've got to pay. God knows how much money at the end of every month. You've got expectations to keep with your clients. You've got to keep yourself happy. You've got to balance your work life, and there's a lot to it. But it didn't stop me. It doesn't stop me now looking back at 2022, being like, yeah, that was a really good year. Having just as I look at where the team is right now, we are so fortunate to have so many good people in the team. And I think when I'm looking to recruit people, bring people into the team, whether that's as somebody on work experience or into the management team, I'm always looking at, right, are you a youth sports person? And to me, a youth sport, I couldn't necessarily write down what a youth sports person is, but when you meet them, they're a nice person, they smile, they work hard, they're committed, they're polite. And, as I look around the team now, every single person in the team carries that. And, it hasn't been easy to get to that. Over 5 years, I've had to ask over 20 different people to leave the business at different times. And, it's not always for that one reason. There's loads of different reasons. But to be able to stop right now and look at where we are, I'm really pleased at what's happened. So I think if I look back at 2022, my three top lessons that I would like to take forward into 23. My first one would probably be making sure that I'm bringing the right people into the team at the right time. I'd say I probably maybe lost a little bit more money than I would have liked to on either asking people to step away from the business or just having people in roles who maybe just wasn't the right fit for them. I'd say my second one is to trust your team more. And that's because I've now got to a point where I can go away for a good number of days if I wanted to, and weeks probably, and the business keep growing, and it doesn't. It's not like on a day-to-day basis it needs me anymore. So if you haven't seen my other videos, so I run a sports coaching business. We employ over 60 members of staff, working about 80 schools and nurseries, run summer camps. And obviously with that is just making sure that I'm bringing the right people into the right places, I think. And then my third one would probably be that is action. I'd say my third, every time I've really gone forward and created something, I created the partners idea. This idea just came to my head. I have so many different ideas come into my head, to be honest, but I committed to this one, moved forwards with it, and have now got into a position where I've got somebody in West London who's now extending youth sports into their area, and hopefully another person coming in another area as well, which is all been verbally agreed at this point. So yeah, I think, but that hasn't come about from just having the idea. It's come about from having the idea, working hard to make it realistic and make it achievable, and so people understand what it is that they're moving forwards into. And this is something brand new to the market. And I honestly believe that these partners are going to be very successful in themselves, because not only have they got youth sports behind them as a successful sports coaching brand within our area, but I'm also making sure I pick the right people, so they're committed, they're hardworking, they're going to get on well with the schools, and they're going to be successful as well. So those are my three sort of lessons I would take from 2022. I think personally as well, it's important I reflect on that side of things as well, because I've got I've moved into a little bit more property investment. I was trying to sell my house, couldn't sell it because the market was so bad, and actually started renting that out. I've got another flat that I rent out in a nice sort of neighbourhood in southeast of England. It's a nice little area, produces good cash flow, got that on a 5-year fixed rate at really low interest, and the rents are only going up, so that's really positive. As well as the rent's going up, the appreciation's going up on that as well. And as I look back on one of the best decisions I made, probably that was 2021, just at the end of 2021, I look back and said the best decision I made then was just buying a property, because I was so close to like, oh, do I try and, how do I use this money? What do I do with it? Bought a property, and then within like a year, all the house prices went up, the rents gone up, but I got it in at the right time without the interest rates too high. Now, at the end of this year, or at the end of 2022, I'd had an offer accepted on a flat, and then a couple of days later, the mini budget came out, the interest rates went crazy, and it's been really difficult for us to sort of move forward to the right mortgage, and that still hasn't been completed at this stage. So I'm hoping that 2023 we get that sorted. And yeah, the cash flow is not going to be anywhere near as good as it should have been, but I still believe that good houses in good areas are going to be able to appreciate, and long term, I'll see the benefits of that. So that's another little thing that I would say that moving forwards, I'm going to take away is that if I'm about to buy a property and there's a budget about to come out, I'm going to lock in a mortgage rate before it comes out, just in case something bad comes into that budget. And if I use that, I've made that one mistake now, and hopefully I can use that for the next 50-60 years as I'm investing in new properties. And yeah, and it's just like little mistake like that you can learn from. So yeah, but I hope in 2023 that I can not only get that one completed, but also purchase another property, and hopefully in the next sort of 5 to 10 years, really starting to see the benefits of these properties appreciating. Because then, say in like 2028, I can look at these flats that I've bought now, and they've all gone up 50, 60 grand, or maybe even more. Then I can start taking that money out and then using it to buy even more properties. So they sort of like start duplicating themselves over time, which is something that I've researched and seen a lot into on YouTube, and sort of read different books on it and all that sort of thing. I think that's one thing I'm really passionate about, is making sure that yes, the business is going well, but I'm not always relying on my earned income as I continue to grow and build my family and stuff. I want to have that income that is reliable, that passive income that's going to hopefully one day earn more money than I earn through the business, because it's going to keep growing, keep appreciating, and it's something that earns money whilst you're sleeping, and that that is really important to me. I want to be able to bring in more passive income. I also had money in the stock market, and that was probably like the worst year I've had. Like if I look into my stocks now, it's absolutely sunk. It's gone so bad. But at the same time, I've had my other flat has appreciated about the same amount. So it's it's been one of them rocky years for me in the stocks. But again, that's something I'm not just going to reflect on that every 6 weeks or whatever and take the money out if it's not going well. I've committed to these investments for 5-10 years, and I still believe that when I come to take it out, there will be profit there, and it'll be a good amount of money. But it's really hard to look at, because when a flat price goes down, it's not like you see it literally there. Oh, you've just lost X amount of money, but on your app, on your phone, you can literally log in and you just say, oh right, today I've lost this amount of money, and that's quite difficult as well. But again, I'm new to the stocks, and I'd rather be making these mistakes now rather than in 20 years' time, where it's a lot more money and it's has a bigger impact on me and my life as well. So definitely learning on that side of things as well. So moving into 2023, I'm not actually looking to put any more money into the stock market until I see that things are moving forwards. So my commitment now is into property. I've had a good experience with property, and I think I've got to keep pursuing that, keep working on that, and get better at finding better deals, and start maybe even playing around with different types of deals, because the ones I'm going for at the moment, like sort of a vanilla buy to let opportunity where I can buy a flat, it's ready to rent out straight away, and you find the tenants and they go in, you know. And that's good, but you're not adding a huge amount of value into those sort of properties. So that's something I'm looking at as well. But yeah, moving forward to 2023, I spoke about the partners earlier. I've got 2 areas right now, and for me, in the business, I'll probably go up to 3 partners max at the moment, and make sure each one of those is successful. Not only because they've taken the risk almost, or the commitment to come over to us, they're on a 15k basic and they're getting 15% of the turnover. So I need them to be successful for us to, you know, cover their salary, but also for them to be successful, and to reward them for the commitment that they've shown in joining my business on that type of contract. It's really important that they're successful, so that when I can get to the end of next year and start advertising that 3 or 4 of my partners have hit good incomes, they're all earning good money, and they're only going to grow, you know, that's when I really think that more and more partners are going to be able to join us. By that point, we'll have refined our systems, made things easier for partners, and we know how to make a partner even more successful. So that's going to be really exciting over this year, because for me, I wanted to help more people in business. Business is a real passion of mine alongside sports coaching. But the problem is that I kept spending time helping other sports coaching businesses that were dotted around the UK, and it wasn't really like beneficial to me. Whereas now I can do that, but it's also beneficial to me at the same time. And I hope that my partners can go from literally having no schools in their area into having a good number of schools, you know, a team of coaches working in their area, and making sure that they're successful is really important to me. I also think personally for me this year, I want to be able to take, like, I want to go on a nice holiday. You know, I've got married last year. We're thinking about having a family in the next few years, and I want to really enjoy this time now with me and Steph, being able to go away and just enjoy time together before building up a family. I think that'll be good. So hopefully we get a nice break in as well. But other than that, you know, I still want to just keep working hard, keep building the business up, keep making myself better. And I think for that, you know, yes, looking into books, training programs and stuff, but also reflecting on what I'm doing a little bit more maybe than what I have done recently. I think it's very difficult for anybody to think that what they're doing is wrong. And I think I need to keep stopping, reflecting, what am I doing? What could I do better? And that's going to be a big thing for me as well. But I've put like a buzzword into 2023 for me, which is action. And I really want to build my business, build my personal life, get better in the gym, all that sort of stuff. And all of those things take action. And it's all good me talking to you about it now. Hopefully when I come back in like a year's time and produce another type of video like this, I can reflect on what I'd said I wanted to do, and hopefully see that progress as well. But yeah, bit of a ramble, bit of a just a little bit of time in front of the camera, just sort of expressing myself and what I'm doing right now, what I'm driving forwards for. But ultimately, it's got to be about having good people around me, working hard, and seeing success for me, my family, and my team. And yeah, hopefully we can go and smash 2023 and make it our best year so far as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. Like I said at the start, if you did enjoy today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.